When I was young, I used to like the Sunlight advert because it was one of the most played advert, and I still remember the song. Okay, Sunlight is a very good product. Even till date, if I get Sunlight, I'll use that. But Sunlight is almost out of the market, and so it's not just about the product and the rebranding of the product. Okay, it's about the fact that the unique selling proposition of that product still remains the same. And the variables that made us lose the election has not changed.
So even now, it still remains the same.
Even now, the variables are still the same, and I have data here that I can prove. I can pull it out for you.
So, Doc, you are saying that even if I'm not saying he's going to, but I'm saying even if he wins the internal elections,
I don't think that Mahmoud is going to win.
No.
There's no variables here.
No problem. But let's say if that is the case, if he wins the internal elections and is supposed to do the national contest, you are saying that he's not going to win?
I don't think so. The variables are really the same, and the Ghanaian people haven't changed. You don't expect the Ghanaian people to change overnight in 4 years. I remember the NDC is also wanting to prepare and also retain power. Okay, so I look at the variables, and those variables haven't changed. Okay, we presented the candidates to be able to win a sizable part of the Ghanaian people. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo left a voter margin, like I told you, of 6.7. He reduced it to about 4.2, 4.3 thereabout. That's almost like 2 million votes. But I particularly want to focus on the north, which is important. In the 2020 general election, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in terms of northern region, had 409,963. Okay, in the 2024 general election, Mahmoud Bawumia lost by 39,135. He reduced that vote. The vote of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2020 of 409,963, Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 39,135. Let me just go on. I'll just finish up so that you. And then in Savannah, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the 2020 general election had 80,605. Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 23,831. In Upper East region, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had 170,340 votes. Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 63,640 votes. In Upper West region, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had 121,230 votes. Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 31,324. The only place that Mahmoud appreciated was Northeast. In Northeast in 2020, Nana Addo Dankwa.
I want to invite you to be part. Just come and work for life. Okay. Work for wellness.
Okay.
Come and let's do this together. I say, okay.
Starting from where? Where are you starting from?
From here.
Star 103.5
from here.
FM.
We'll go through, Circle or so, and then there's a route we are going to use.
Time?
6 a.m. sharp on Saturday.
Okay.
And I know you are very athletic. I can see that very, very. I can read. It shows. I can just see that about you. So please be part of this and get all the the people from Ken's camp. Get all of them on board and let's do this together. There'll be different organizations coming.
I think Saturday will be difficult because that's the day we are burying NSU. Actually, we're doing the
That's true. That's true.
So it's going to be difficult for me and the rest of the team.
But at least there'll be a session that will come through. We'll talk about that on the side. Yeah. But I hope you are well.
I'm well. I can't complain. God is good to me. Happy to be here.
But why did you decide to join Ken and his team? We have other teams there. What really did you see about Ken that you had to join him?
So I think that Ken for me represents a true Ghanaian and who a Ghanaian is. Ken's story is very inspiring. He's a young man who was born in Asindompem to very, very simple Ghanaians. Went through the thick and thin, sixth form, A-level, passed to Adisado College, went to Winneba, started entrepreneurial work at a very tender age on the streets of Accra, hawking, selling, pioneering to go to Germany, Europe, where he worked, later on going to the US. And of course, there are many people who have had this trajectory of life in terms of people who have either relocated for greener pastures or for some endeavors and adventurous means. But Ken's story is extremely unique. He comes back to the shores of Ghana in the 80s to join the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition at this very foundation with Professor Dubuahin and Michael Quay,
The Verdict,
Kufuado, John Ajakum Kufuor, J.H. Mensah, Hakman Osu Ajamain. All the names that you can think of, Barredu and all of that. And at the time when we were doing the culture of silence, you recall that Roku Bobre began this Radio Eye, which gave you and I an opportunity now to sit here maybe 35 years afterwards to say that we are part of the governance process in terms of the fourth realm of the estate. And so Ken has been a very sacrificial person. He's lived his life outwardly for people. And as I looked at the fallout of the 2024 general election, which obviously tells us that after almost a year of us losing the election, tells us that we are not in government. As you can see, we are an opposition political party. We have a minority in parliament. And I mean, I looked at the rebuilding efforts of the party. I looked at the fact that if the party needs to rebuild well, it needs to go back to the foundations of it. So I was really looking for somebody who was there when Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition began. And amongst all the people, I mean, I could single out Oli Kennedy. I was looking at somebody that had been there when Professor Duboahine was struggling for power for the Ghanaian people and even for the New Patriotic Party, because we came at the backbench of property owning democracy, a libertarian government. And the property owning democracy was because during the AFRC PNDC era, you couldn't own a Peugeot, it will be taken away from you. You can't own a land, it will be taken away from you. You can't have money, it will be taken away from you. So we were bringing a democracy that was going to empower the Ghanaian people to be liberated and be able to own their own properties. And I felt that, I mean, Kennedy is par excellence. He served John Agyapong through the 90s when the government was in opposition, came into parliament, third parliament with President John Agyapong as president of the republic, went into the fourth parliament, went into opposition. The sixth parliament was in opposition when Ivan Satamils was president, and even John Dramani Mahama was president, phase one. Came again in parliament, seventh and eighth parliament when Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo was president, and bowed out of parliament to be able to serve his political party. And really, the trajectory of politics is that after you've served almost a 360, you really need to end at the pinnacle of it. And Kennedy has served on various committees. I held in my hands at the time when we were in government 2 significant documents that is attributed to his committee work. One of that is the national security architecture and strategy, and the other is the cyber security architecture and strategy as well. So these 2 documents significantly for me tells me that Kennedy is the right person to be able to take power for us as a New Patriotic Party in 2028.
So on the flip side, I have Dr. Palgrave Boakye Dankwa. He's a lecturer actually at UPSA, and also from Kennedy Agyapong's campaign. He's one man that I've known for years, and I want to ask him really about his position last year. I mean, last 2 years, we were talking to you as someone in charge of security and governance, from the Nana Akufo-Addo's, administration, and we engaged you. You were very, very serviceable, I must say. Did you get the opportunity to work with Dr. Bawumia?
Well, how do I answer this question? I mean, it was a collective government. It was a government of Akufo-Addo Bawumia led government. In terms of up close, I met Bawumia a couple of times. He's a friend. I have relatives who are friends to him. We've engaged and exchanged conversations about Ghana. I mean, I would say that yes, he's a friend. I'm not sure if we worked closely on any particular project that I can easily remember. Okay. But yeah, I mean, he was my vice president. He was Ghana's vice president, and so yeah.
I'm asking this because, I mean, everybody would have thought that since you were given a certain portfolio within that administration, of course, he was also the vice president and all that. One way or the other, perhaps you would have worked with him, and so the expectation was that you'd rather tilt towards his camp and not another person's, camp.
Well, I think that in the 2024 primaries for the New Patriotic Party, I was in the camp of the flag bearer. I mean, it was a system candidate.
Exactly.
I mean, there was really not much anyone could do about it. But I moved away from his camp primarily because of the results. And I mean, for me, my biggest interest is the New Patriotic Party. And if you recall from the very beginning of my conversations, I said that our fathers built this party. If you look at the 1947 4th of August, when Dr. J.B. Dankwa declared UGCC at Salt Pond with power grant and all the other big names that you can remember, the party has gone through various transitions, including the Northern People's Party, the Progress Party, and now Dankwa Dombo Buzia Tradition and the New Patriotic Party. So my interest is the party, and I've seen the results that had come from John Agyapong 1996-2000 election results, where he had more votes than all his parliamentarians put together. I've seen the results and the build-up of that of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo building upon the results that John Agyapong left. Okay, and I'd seen the voter margin that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had left to Mahmoud Bawumia, which was a 6.7 million votes. Mahmoud went into an election and gave a result of about 4 million. I mean, he had the lowest results in the flag bearership election of the New Patriotic Party, and in Ghana, and his parliamentarians had more votes than he did. His parliamentarians had about 5.2 million votes than he did. So I looked at it and I was like, no, we need to be able to recapture power, and we need to recapture power almost immediately. We cannot stay in opposition for a very long time. You are aware of what we're going through as a country now, and I mean, this is not a platform to be able to discuss that, but I have serious concerns about security in this country under the governance of John Dramani Mahama.
We'll talk about all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do that.
But I looked at that and I said that, I mean, as a young person who wants continuity in politics, who does not want to stay in opposition for a very long time, we need to be able to bring a candidate that the Ghanaian people themselves want.
Are you disloyal?
Not at all. I mean, I don't think that. I think that the question of loyalty is overly rated. I'm loyal to the New Patriotic Party, okay, and my loyalty is to the Elephant Party, and that's what it is. We align based on strategies. We align based on timing. We align based on seasons. And I mean, obviously, yes. I mean, everyone was with Mahmoud. I mean, even the sitting president at the time, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was making sure that Mahmoud becomes the flag bearer, which he did. And I think that goes as a hallmark for him. I mean, in the next 10 years, 20 years, when we are mentioning former flag bearers of the New Patriotic Party, they mention Professor Dubois-Hain, they mention John Agyapong Akufo, they mention Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, they mention Mahmoud Bawumia, and mention Kennedy Agyapong. And so, I mean, I think that for me, loyalty is to the political party, and you align based on strategies and interests. And that is why my alignment is with Kennedy. It's on strategies, it's on interest, it's on what I'm hearing from the grounds, by the grassroots of the people. I mean, of course, why would you lose such an election when your predecessor left a voter margin of 6.7 and you could not even maintain that? I mean, the goal would have been to maintain it. You host this program. The standard will be for you to maintain this program or build upon it. If you don't build upon it and you don't maintain it, there's no use for Bolare keeping you here. You must be sacked. Clearly, I mean, and nobody goes into business to lose. We exist as a political party to be able to win power.
But Doc,
that's the premise for it.
But do you also know that sometimes when you introduce a product on the market and the product doesn't really do well, there's always the need to, rebrand the product by possibly even doing the SWOT analysis and all of that, using the pestle analysis and all of that. Couldn't you have done the SWOT analysis using even pestle, external environment and all of that to check all these things and then possibly rebrand the person to become what you wanted him to become instead of leaving his camp for a different camp?
When I was young, I used to like the Sunlight advert because, I mean, it was one of the most played advert, and I still remember the song. Okay, Sunlight is a very good product. I mean, even till date, if I get Sunlight, I'll use that. But Sunlight is almost out of the market, and so it's not just about the product and the rebranding of the product. Okay, it's about the fact that the unique selling proposition of that product still remains the same. And the variables that made us lose the election has not changed.
So even now, it still remains the same.
Even now, the variables are still the same, and I have data here that I can pull it out for you.
So, Doc, you are saying that even if I'm not saying he's going to, but I'm saying even if he wins the internal elections,
I don't think that Mahmoud is going to win.
No. I mean,
there's no variables here.
No problem. But let's say if that is the case, if he wins the internal elections and is supposed to do the national contest, you are saying that he's not going to win?
I don't think so. The variables are really the same, and the Ghanaian people haven't changed. I mean, you don't expect the Ghanaian people to change overnight in 4 years. I mean, I remember the NDC is also wanting to prepare and also retain power. Okay, so I look at the variables, and those variables haven't changed. Okay, we presented a candidate to be able to win a sizable part of the Ghanaian people. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo left a voter margin, like I told you, of 6.7. He reduced it to about 4.2, 4.3 thereabout. That's almost like 2 million votes. But I particularly want to focus on the north, which is important. In the 2020 general election, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in terms of northern region, had 409,963. Okay, in the 2024 general election, Mahmoud Bawumia lost by 39,135. He reduced that vote. The vote of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2020 of 409,963, Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 39,135. Let me just go on. I'll just finish up so that and then in Savannah, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the 2020 general election had 80,605. Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 23,831. In Upper East region, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had 170,340 votes. Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 63,640 votes. In Upper West region, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had 121,230 votes. Mahmoud Bawumia reduced that by 31,324. The only place that Mahmoud appreciated was Northeast. In Northeast in 2020, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had 122,742, and Mahmoud appreciated it by 12,058. And so if you look at the data as it is here, and I'm going to compare that with what Dramani Mahama had, okay, because I think that is also very, very important. In the 2020 election, Mahama had 449,650 in Northern region. Okay, in the 2024 election, Mahama appreciated by 79,806 in that same region. In Northeast, okay, Mahama had in 2020 had 112,306, and he reduced it by 1,225. It means that he didn't even reduce it significantly that much. In Savannah, okay, Mahama had 138,001. In Upper East region in 2020, Mahama had 322,317, and in 2024, Mahama appreciated the Upper East region votes by an extra 39,280. In the Upper West region, Mahama in 2020 had 238,949, and in the 2024 election, he appreciated it by 3,903. So if you look at this data alone, it tells you that the variables are still the same. And so it's not really about it tells you that, look, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, okay, as a Southerner, performed more than one who comes from that 5 northern regions. So the variables are still the same. Okay, and it clearly tells me that, for me, if the New Patriotic Party is really very serious about recapturing power in 2028, we need to be able to bring a candidate that the Ghanaian people have not tested yet. When we need to be able to test that variable, which is why, for me, I feel that, I mean, it has to be Kennedy today, it has to be Kennedy tomorrow, it has to be Kennedy the next day, because, I mean, he's the person that can be able to give us that vote that we need and be able to bring a competitive edge. The things that Kennedy is bringing on board, okay, you look at it. We sat in this country. John Dramani Mahama of the NDC campaigned on Nkokon Ketenkete. And I sit in my home on my dining table and I say, Nkokon Ketenkete won an election for the NDC.
It wasn't a good policy enough. It wasn't a good, formulate of policy enough for him to have won. Using the Nkokon Ketenkete.
Of course.
It was very traditional, very local. People could relate to it.
Of course.
It wasn't good enough.
Of course.
Dr. Pargrave. What are you trying to insinuate?
What I'm driving at is the fact that Nkokon Ketenkete was good enough to win an election.
Exactly.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
And so
it was very relatable.
Of course.
Yes.
So it's not the high rising things. That's what I mean. Kennedy says he will create jobs. It's the simple things that the Ghanaian people want. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who was our premier president in this country, told us that if he thought that the Ghanaian people needed bread and milk and butter, he would not have been building skyrocketing things. What didn't the New Patriotic Party do? The 2024 general election was not an election that we should have lost, with all the work that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo had done. But it clearly tells you, if Nkokon could come and override all the things that we have done. It tells you that we should bring things that the Ghanaian people can relate to.
With all the economic, policies he had shared with us.
Everything that we had done, all the successes that we have chalked at a country, okay, under the New Patriotic Party, that could not retain as power. Nkokon Kitinkiti, for somebody who had been in opposition for 8 years, used Nkokon Kitinkiti, those chicken, scrolled slowly to Jubilee House. Today as I speak to you, Nkokon Kitinkiti is a Jubilee House. But all the brilliant ideas that we had could not give us Jubilee House. And that's what we want. We want to be able to go to Jubilee House. So we must bring a competitive policy.
But I'm sorry to also bring back the rebranding thing. I was thinking that was when you could have actually sat down as a team to rebrand this person. And again, I'm shocked that you are sharing this information as if Dr. Bawumia was the sole reason for your loss.
Ike, let me ask you a simple question.
Which is quite unfortunate. I've even cited the report. I mean, I'll give you some time to. Feel free because it's going to be a heavy night. So you can do more if you want to.
Oh no,
it will be a heavy night.
I drink in bits. I drink in bits.
Guys, so join us live on Facebook, Star 103.5 FM. And of course, you can also send in some messages or your messages to be read right here on this platform, 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216, or 0535-183317. This is The Verdict right on Star 103.5 FM. And of course, my name is Isaac Ade. On the flip side, I have Dr. Palgrave Boache Dankwa. He's a big man and he's a lecturer as well. He's a lecturer in my school. But
is it?
He's
are you still there?
He's not even aware.
I do the masters.
Oh, I higher so
okay. So then my university is a very big university. So
I see.
I wouldn't ordinarily
right?
know all the students.
I know.
Yeah, so
we're just by the by.
Yeah,
Sure.
So
let's come back to the conversation, and I have a surprise for you tonight before the show ends. I have a big surprise for you. I'm just telling you, even though it's a surprise, but I've told you.
Okay.
And the surprise is going to be a conversation.
That's fine.
I'm disappointed.
No, I'm not at all. Not at all. I mean, I'm a very simple man. Everyone who knows me is aware that I'm a very simple man.
You know, I really wanted to exhaust, that part of the conversation. Then we'll come back to you and then some other, national issues, and then we'll wrap it up. But this is my expectation. I was expecting that, by now you would have rebranded the person. And again, not to also say that Dr. Bawumia was the sole reason for your loss. And when people say that, I get a bit worried, because I'm sure some other factors could have played, a role in your loss. And some people have even said that you didn't really handle governance that well. So Nana Akufo-Addo, his government was also a contributing factor. So I'm surprised you are here tonight just talking about Bawumia as if he was the only person who hadn't done something right and that the MPP, had lost the election. So how do you say? What do you say to this actually? What do you say to this?
I love politics. I have studied politics for a while. And when you're a candidate, you come into an election with your strength. And that's really what you come into your election with. The one who was on the ballot was none other than the candidate of the New Patriotic Party. If he had won the election, this conversation you will not tell me. You would have said that he won on his own merit. I'm not sure you would have even mentioned the works that Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo had done.
We would have.
No, but I'm telling you that I look at candidates. Okay, John Dramani Mahama had not done anything, but the Ghanaian people voted for him.
Are you kidding me?
No, of course.
He was brought back again because of the works perhaps he had done, some interchanges he had done, and some other facilities he had built, and all of that. But for you to say that he didn't do anything,
I'm just giving you a background. Right. Mahama was in opposition for 8 years, so very confidently, the works of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo should make everybody forget what Mahama had done in terms of 8 years.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
Just put it in a scenario, yes. Okay? When he was campaigning, he was not campaigning on the things that he had done from 2008 with Ivan Sata Mills and the thing that he had done from 2012 to 2016. He brought fresh ideas. He said in Kokon Kitinkiti. He said 24-hour economy.
Of course, he needed to bring something fresh. But again, somehow also reminded us of what he had done.
Of course.
A few of them.
Of course. But people wanted to look at in Kokon Kitinkiti. And they gave Nkukon Ketinketi a chance for a man.
And again, they were also fed up with your government.
No, I don't think so.
You didn't?
I don't think
so.
Look,
Ghanaians really complained.
I don't think so. No, you see, I can understand.
Were you in Ghana? Did you hear what people said about your government?
I can understand the challenges that our government went through.
Exactly.
Okay, I can understand that. Yeah. I'm not blinded to it. I mean, I was here. I worked with the government. I was on
You
networks.
Occupied a portfolio and all that, so you knew the ins and outs.
It's not a big portfolio. It's a very simple work.
We'll come to that. Don't worry. We'll come to that.
Very, very simple work. I mean, don't elevate it extraordinarily. I mean, I do. Yeah, it's a big portfolio.
No, but it is part of your CV. I'm saying we'll come to that.
Of course. I mean, it's really just work. I mean,
no problem.
It's just a very simple work.
No problem.
That I was given, which I delivered to my mandate.
We'll go into that.
So, I mean, I think that for me, okay, the government had a lot of successes. And had a lot of challenges. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government from 2017 to 2024 had almost a sandwich challenge. And the first was COVID-19. And no one can be blinded to that. You can't do politics with COVID-19 because I'm a survivor of COVID-19. On the 6th of January 2021, I couldn't breathe. I ended up at Ridge Hospital and I was there for 30 days.
Up to now, people don't really believe that this COVID-19 thing was real.
No, it was real. I mean, my stories are online.
So you are a testimony.
Of course. I mean, even this week, I met one of my doctors who welcomed me at Ridge Hospital, Dr. Nina. She welcomed me, embraced me. They brought some oxygen. I mean, I was dying.
Interesting.
How you say, like today, maybe you'll be celebrating 5 years of my death, or 4 years of my death. You understand? I would have died, and it would be sad to die, especially when you have a lot of things in you.
Yeah,
because I don't think that my mandate is done yet. But anyway, I'm grateful to God that I'm here. But and then also we had the challenge of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. These are things you can do politics with. But Nana Addo stood his grounds and was able to stabilize the Ghanaian economy. When we were on lockdown for a long time, people were paid when they stayed home. It's never happened anywhere before. This is not a country of milk and honey on the streets. We worked hard. Frontline workers were paid double salaries. You know that. Okay, so we cannot clearly say, of course, I understand that when we went through the economic challenges, the DDEP was a very, very unpopular work, but we had to do it. And we have explained it over and over again. We have said our sorries for the challenges and the difficulties that we had gone through. Of course, we did not anticipate that COVID was going to come, and so we had gone to the Eurobond a lot of times to do a lot of borrowing and all of that. I mean, all of those things happened in the government, and so we had very precarious challenges, but we chalked a lot of successes, which, of course, if the candidate was good, okay, you can build upon those successes and be able to explain to the electorates that I appreciate the challenges that we went through, and I am part of the processes that we went through, but I can assure you that we are coming out of it. And so for me, I look at it, no matter how you rebrand, no matter how, I mean, like I said, I like Sunlight. If Sunlight comes back again after 20 years, I'll still use it. I like Brilliant. I mean, those were the soaps. I like Key Soap, of course. I like Key Soap with a key on it. I mean, many years ago, it wasn't in a rubber. I think that now they've started doing Key Soap in a rubber and all of that.
There's that top packaging,
of course,
and all that.
So for me, I mean, I don't think that
I expected it to do same. Actually,
no, I don't think so. I think that the factors. I think that the factors.
But it's fine.
No, I think
you made it so clear, so it's fine.
And I think that the factors for me are very clear. I've looked at Kennedy. I've studied Kennedy. He's been a very viable voice, a very credible voice. He's been a very consistent voice. He's been extremely passionate about Ghana. I see it. I hear it. I see his investments in Ghana. I see the fact that he's homemade. Kennedy is homemade. And there are very few people who have wealth that want to use their money to serve their people. He's building the cardio center at 37 Military Hospital. And I said it earlier on that there's not a single president from President Nkrumah that has ever built anything from his personal money. Name it, from President Nkrumah to Buzia. Name it, nobody. Kotoka, nobody. Lehman, name it, nobody. President Rawlings, name it. There's not a single person that has used his own pocket money. Profit that must go to his pocket for him to enjoy, sit in his home, sit in his couch, He uses that to be able to build a cardio center. Money that must go to him, he uses that to bring people who are handicapped in Lebanon. He gave money to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Bring these Ghanaians from Lebanon to Ghana. Not a single politician ever did that. You think that Kennedy is the only rich man in this country? No, of course not. But people don't do that. You understand? And you need a leader who is a human being, who feels human beings, who touches human beings.
Maybe he should just be the philanthropist he is.
I think that Kennedy will be a very great president. I know that Kennedy will be a very great president. I mean, you look at his industrialization agenda, you look at his redistribution of the ministries in this country. He's going to take Ministry of Agriculture to Tamale. Okay, Tamale has a lot of raw materials. Okay, that they do. They have livestock. He's going to turn the airport that was built 90% of that into cargo. And so at 11 o'clock, a cargo flight can be leaving Tamale and going to Europe and arriving at 5. And sending foodstuffs there. He's going to bring factories. He's going to bring a lot of factories into this country to be able to create sustainable jobs. He's going to take Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to Ashanti region, bringing Ministry of Trade and Industry to Eastern region, taking Ministry of Education to Central region, taking Ministry of Energy to Western region, taking Ministry of Tourism to Volta region. All of this redistribution is going to grow Ghana. And it's going to make Accra the financial hub. That's how global giants have grown.
But I'm sure you know the reason for which most of these ministries have been, situated in one space, just for for them to work hand in hand, and also to share ideas together. And sometimes you may move from this ministry to the other, especially if you are in the same space. It helps with productivity and all of that. But if you are scattering the offices, let me put it that way, that should also be a matter of concern.
No, I don't think you have studied statecraft, because if you studied statecraft very well,
these are the issues being spoken about.
No, of course, let me explain. That's why I'm here to explain. Okay, if you study statecraft very well, you will realize that what we have tried over the past 68 years.
What?
No, you tell me. You know how many times people need to leave certain parts of this country to come to Accra to chase a paper and a document? Go to Rwanda and see. We want to be able to decentralize effectively.
So why?
Okay.
I'm sorry to peruse this document of yours.
Let me build the global phenomenon. Okay, because what has worked in developed countries is what will work in a developing country.
Well, it also depends on the environment.
No, hold on. No, you see.
So sometimes you need to also study the environment.
Hold on.
And then do your analysis well.
Allow me. If you allow me, you would enjoy this interview.
Of course.
Statecraft is important. Okay? You want to be able to have an equitable distribution of government and government to the people at the local level. One of my saddest days in this country was December 19th, 2019. And ask me why. Why? Because on that day, the government of the day, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was going to sign we're going to have a referendum to be able to take local governance to the level where people can vote for their own MMDCs. The sitting government NDC pulled out of it. Today, every single MMDC or DC that is appointed by the politicians. We want to be able to grow this country so citizens can participate in governance. So the redistribution of the ministries, which has never been done over the past 68 years of Ghana's existence, is going to ensure that we bring equitable distribution of Ghana's resources to the Ghanaian people. I'll give you an example of what another did. The independence that was always done. It was always done in Accra. For all of our lives, we've always known that independence was done in Accra. Until Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came and redistributed it across the country. In Koforidua, when it was done, a PK seller, on that day, he made 1,700 Ghana cedis. I don't know where you come from, but if you come from the village that I come from, and you make 1,700 Ghana cedis in a day, it's a big deal. I'm being honest with you, it's a real big deal. Okay, so we need to be able to think beyond. Go to Singapore, go to Malaysia, go to Japan, go to China. When you go to China, every single state in China has all the 4 things working. They have road well done, they have railway well done, they have sea, that is having sea transport well done, and then they have aeroplanes. In this country, we don't even have a lot of multiple airports. Okay, if we put a very good airport in Volta region, do you know how long it will take you to fly from Kotoka to Volta region airport? 15 minutes. You will get there. 15 minutes, you will get there. And that would also increase aviation. So when we are talking about this redistribution, is what meets global standards. And it's important that we explain it for the Ghanaian people to understand it. Ministry of Agric is going to go to Tamale. You can imagine the level of jobs that will create every single time. Look, we have, how many universities do we have in the north? We have UDS Tamale campus, UDS Nablongo campus, we have UDS Nampala. Look at all these campus. Look at all these universities that we are putting up. They are teaching them very great things. Okay, teaching them agriculture. Why can't we use our land that we have in the 5 northern regions to be able to feed Ghana and feed Africa and feed the rest of the world? Why can't we send yam, fresh yam, from Accra to London for people to buy it on that very day? You live in Europe, you see, people send flowers all the way from Netherlands to London, fresh flowers every single day. And so we are looking at how Ghana can become an export-driven country rather than an import-driven country. Ghana has always been dependent on import, every day import. And we're not getting tired of that. We need to be able to drive it. Every single year, universities, I'm a lecturer, we graduate more than 300,000 plus people into the labor market. Labor market tells us that the labor union has a deficit of 500,000 people that are not employed every single year. This week, 140,000 people are starting national service. In a year, they'll be done. Those that were done, majority of them do not have jobs. And so every single time you have deficits of people who do not have jobs. And Kennedy is going to create sustainable jobs. Jobs. That's what's going to be important for us.
We have 24-hour economy. We have Nkukon Kitenkete and all that. I'm sure there'll be some job creation for the youth. Right?
You want me to talk about John Dramani Mahama?
No, you just made an assumption that some people are out of school already, done with their service, but of course there wouldn't be that opportunity for them to work. But I'm saying there are policies, laid down for these people.
Let me wish John Dramani Mahama a happy belated birthday. And let me state that he campaigned on a 24-hour economy, which was a shift system of jobs. It's been almost 12 months. We haven't seen its full materialization of it.
Capital intensive, that's what they say.
He should have thought about it before he made that promise.
We need to give them some time.
Or how much time does he have? He just has 3 more years and we come to take over the realms of governance. You see, in this country, we run a 4-year term development plan. That's what we have in this country, and we must appreciate that. So every leader comes and must do what they have to do
within the 4 years.
But you must be able to lay a stronger foundation. Okay, of course, every government creates jobs, but not many governments create entrepreneurial jobs. Entrepreneurial jobs is an ability that sunlight will not die, ideal milk will not die, carnation will not die. Milo, do you see how Milo has changed? Milo has changed from tin to paper to rubber to Milo. Now Milo, if you have 1 CD, you can buy Milo.
So we can do a general conversation so that we don't mention that
I like Milo.
It
doesn't matter. It's okay. The children like Milo. It gives energy. I'm telling them they'll come and advertise.
Let's move on.
They'll come and advertise.
Please, let's move on.
So if you look at how things have gone, you need a leader that is entrepreneurial. And entrepreneurship is where you invest in businesses and start businesses and think businesses and multiple businesses. That's all we need. Look at this company that you are in, Star FM. Okay, I'll use you as an example. You have Star Assurance. Okay, you used to have Unibank. What else do you have? You have all your networks, Kasapa, you have GH1, and maybe all the other companies that you have. Okay, when I was outside, I saw that you had put an advert there that you are leasing some aspect of your property. That's entrepreneurship. It's created a job for you, Ike, to sit here. This man has been here long. I've seen him for a very long time. He's always here. So that's what entrepreneurs do. They create jobs. They create real jobs, physical jobs that put food on people's table. That's what we need. There's a sizable part of people who who enter into politics, and when their government is out, they don't have jobs to do. Do we run a country like that? We don't run a country like that. So when we were young, we were told that at the backyard of every home, you had a little plantation. If you don't have kontomire, you have pepper. If you don't have pepper, you have garden eggs.
Backyard farming.
Backyard farming. Today is it there? Everywhere is cemented. They are cemented everywhere. You understand? When I lived at Bema Camp, we had plantain. We had everything, including sheep, goat, cattle, pig, everything. We had it there because the barracks, they'll bring it. I lived at Juba Villas number 48 with my guardian Kennedy Agyapong, so rest in peace. And so if you look at how we grew up, that's not what we see today. Which is why for me, we need a president who is entrepreneurial, who has been a businessman the longest of his life, started businesses, knows the risk of it, is able to bring investors in. Kennedy has a lot of investors who are willing to come and invest into Ghana when he is leader and president of this country. And I'm certain that the 250,000 plus delegates who are going to make a decision for the future of the New Patriotic Party on the 31st of January 2026 will choose Kennedy Agyapong as the flag bearer. That begins our rebuilding efforts. If indeed we say we are a party that wants to rebuild, that begins our rebuilding effort when Kennedy is the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, so that every single grassroots member can feel that the party is part of them. That's what we need.
How would you feel if he doesn't become the flag bearer for the NPP? How would you feel?
I don't think that I'll be sad. That'll be one. I'll be sad. But I don't think Kennedy is losing this election. I'm very confident of Kennedy's victory. I've been on the campaign tour. All the places that we have gone to. Today they are in Krachi. Okay, in Oti region. They are finishing Oti region tomorrow. Okay, we've done close to about 171 constituencies out of 276 constituencies. Done 13 regions. Okay, I will be very, very sad that Kennedy will lose this election, but I don't think that Kennedy will lose this election. I'm very confident that Kennedy will win this election because we speak to the delegates and they tell us very clearly that look, Sisi a baby a party na kwa kuduno. We need Kennedy Agyapong. Look at what is happening. We lost all our seats. Do you think we are proud of it as a party? We have lost all our seats. We are going to Pandai. The court says we should go to Pandai. On the eve of Christmas is when we are going to have that election. When I was young, yes, you're being cancelled 24 for Ukurum. Well, but look at it today. Now 24th, we are going to vote.
We are going to Pandai.
We are going to Pandai to go and vote.
Are you winning that seat or you're losing?
You see, that was one of my sad moments when we have a constitutionally mandated body like the Electoral Commission who must come and tell us who has won a presidential election and who has won parliamentary election. It does not hold, and it is not the responsibility of any flag bearer to come and make any decision. No, it's the country, this Ghana is guided by rules. Do you understand? The Electoral Commission must come and tell us, the people who voted, that based on everything that I put together, Dramani Mahama has won, Mahmoud has lost. Do you know the risk that we put this country through by the early concession? Afenyo-Markin was not the flag bearer, but I stand up for him always. I watched Afenyo-Markin run from one constituency to another constituency, and I felt sad for him because at the time he was majority leader, and he saw clearly that people were being their seats, they were taking it from them. I saw him go to Insawoma Doeji, go and fight for his brother Anodompre. In the end, they counted 3 times and brought it to Tesano. He went to Okaikwe Central. He went to Tema Central. He went to Ablekuma. There was not a single constituent. He even went to Aketia. And on the eve of the president swearing in on the 6th of January 2025, Afenyo-Markin stood there and said, let's swear in and Esukumi so that the court can deal with itself. You were there. You followed it. So, if you're a leader, you must wait for the constitutionally mandated bodies to do their work. Look at the number of Electoral Commission officers who were mishandled in the hands of the opposition NDC at the time. Look at it. Declare. Count. Look at it. We put a lot of people's life at risk. And I think that, look, going forward, we need a leader who is bold, a leader who has patience, who will wait. We have to wait for the Electoral Commission to come and tell us that the 2028 general election, based on all the results that have come from all 276 constituencies, I declare, and that's the electoral commissioner, whoever it is at that time, Kennedy Agyapong as president-elect of the Republic of Ghana. That is the right thing that must be done. Of course, elections have been done in this country from 1992, 1996, 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. Elections have been done. We don't have these things happening. So look, even the decision that was made on the 8th of December 2024, we are still paying it. And one about we are still paying it. To the extent that, look, they've gone to court. We don't know how many more the people will take to court.
Is this Dr. Palgrave talking about the EC this way? Is this Dr. Palgrave?
In terms of what?
Because when you were in power, Jean Mensa was always right.
I never said that. Check my records.
Jean Mensa.
I never said that.
I never said everything beautifully.
I never said that.
So I'm shocked that on the flip side you are saying all these things about the EC.
I never said that. I have, and
no, but as a party, and of course you are part of the party.
No, you said Palgrave. So I mean, you see why you say things. Just you said
my point is
Palgrave. So let's.
Of course, Palgrave is part of the MPP.
Yeah, but you see, you said EC. So I'm just trying to say, there are evidences of how I spoke about the EC in 2024 and 2023. There are evidence here. If you mention Palgrave, the evidence here. Look, you can't run away from it. The evidence, all of it is here. When we saw that some regions like Eastern region, they had to do reprinting and everything. I spoke about the EC. I just say it's all here. You can just check it. Even you have your phone, you can just check it. Everything is here. So it's not. I mean, I'm a very truthful guy. Okay, everybody knows that I'm a very truthful guy. I say the truth and I speak the truth and I'm very objective. So I'm looking at we can't run away from the mandate. Look, when you have a mandate, you have a mandate. You insist on
Are you with all the people who want Jean Mensa changed? Are you in support?
I don't believe. I'm a governance person. I don't believe in victimization and what word would I use? I don't believe in the constant changes in our state institutions. We have overly politicized and colored it, and so I don't hold to it. I don't subscribe to that.
Okay.
I don't think that with the level of exposure that I've had, you need institutional memory. You need people to stay on for a very long time.
There should be continuity.
I believe there should be continuity. I mean, we've had that Afarijan. We can proudly say that Afarijan is the longest serving electoral commission of Ghana. We can proudly say that. Okay, and we need things like we need many more Afarijans. We cannot have every single government will come and you want to change Chief Justice. You want to change all the military generals. You want to change an IGP. You want to change. I mean, what kind of country are we building? I mean, we are almost laughable. That's being honest with you. And this is unfiltered. This is the truth. No government should be doing that, because the more we do that, we are breaking the country. It's like we're always walking 7 steps backwards and laughing at the top. Why do we do that? Well, you tell me why we should do that. Why should John Dramani Mahama renew the mandate of Yohonu for an extra 2 years? Are there not many more people in the Ghana Police Service who can become IGP? I mean, what are we doing to ourselves as a country? You understand what I'm saying? The Deputy Director General for NIB was 60 in October. He was not renewed. So what are we doing as a country? So sometimes, I don't believe in those things. Anybody who knows me will tell you, I'm very frank. I don't believe in those things. If somebody has finished serving their term, let them go home. Let them become a consultant. Let them come and advise. Of course, you understand. We retired IGP Dampari even before 60 years old. What I mean, so all the experiences that he has had, what are we using it for? That's what I'm saying. We need to build a country, and we must build a country beyond politics. Look, if we continue to do politics the way we do politics, very soon Ghana is bigger than politics. That's the truth. Ghana is bigger than politics. There are a sizable number of people who are listening to us. They're not interested in politics. Of course, we have decided that we'll be governed by politicians and we'll run a political system through our democracy. That's what we have decided as a people. And so, but Ghana is bigger than politics. So all these, today you are removing Chief Justice. You are removing, look, it's not helping us all.
So this is giving me an indication that when Ken becomes the president of Ghana, you're going to maintain all the people Mahama is putting in the various portfolios, right? Is that the case?
But I will not be the president at the time. I'm not Kennedy.
But you'll be,
but I will not be
with him.
I will not
and I'm
be
sure
president.
you're going to also advise him.
No, of course, but I will not be the president.
But would you feel comfortable when he does that, the changes and all of that? Would you be comfortable?
But that is what has been going on.
No,
but that is what But can't you see?
So it should happen. It should continue.
But you see, of course, somebody should stop Mahama from doing that.
No, but Nana Akufo-Addo also did the same.
You see, that is what I'm saying. You see. Let's be careful.
No, why would you blame him when especially the previous administration also did the same?
No, you see, that's what I'm trying to say. We have decided that we'll be governed by politics and we'll be governed by a 4-year developmental plan based on politicians' ideas. That's what we have decided as a people. Okay, so we are the beck and call of it. When John Mahama wakes up tomorrow and he says he wants to do this, he will do it. Yeah, if it aligns with the constitution, he will do it. He will do it like he has done. Okay, petition upon petition. I said that if you look at the image of Ghana, you must be guided by some of the decisions that you make. Okay, and that's really what is important. If you are not guided by some of the decisions that you make, when you look at the image of Ghana, you are setting a precedent. Today you are saying that it was done in previous governments because it's a precedent. And so of course you can clearly say that in a foreseeable future government it will be done. Because that's the model that we have decided that will run. But would that help us? The question we must ask is, would that help us? Okay, yesterday I listened to an interview by a planner who planned some part of Ghana, including where National Theatre is. He was interviewed by Kafuide, a very brilliant woman, Mrs. Anipa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she said that East Legon at the time, they were using it for sun winning. And that today when she goes, she lives in East Legon. When she drives around East Legon, she gets sad. It was supposed to be a residential area. When she drives around Spinters Road, which is an industrial area, it's supposed to. But look, we like. How do you see the number of floods happens when it rains? Like, we have distorted the planning of this country. We have distorted it every single time. And I'm a proponent and a believer in the national development agenda of this country. Okay, of course, I'm a believer in it. I'm a believer in progress. I'm a politician, but I'm a believer in continuity and progress.
A national agenda that will feed into the various manifestos.
Of course, I'm a believer in that. Okay, during the previous government, I worked very closely. May he so rest in peace, Dr. Kojo Mensah Brampa, who was the Director General for NDPC at the time. And I spent my lunch with him for 8 years when he was there. Okay, and there was not a single time that I didn't read through documents. They have brilliant people at the National Development Planning Commission. They are technocrats. It's an office under the office of the president. They are the policy advisors of the president in terms of development. They have every single plan of this country, where what must be where. And look at the number of floods that we have when it rains. And so for me, I believe in continuity, which is why government must be continued. And I can ask you, if government must be a continuum, shouldn't justice also be a continuum? Why did the Attorney General
You're talking about the entirety of Ghana, so obviously it affects every aspect of the country. Why did the
Attorney General come, sworn in by the President, vetted by Parliament, and discontinued a lot of landmark cases in this country? And nobody spoke. And we are happy that he discontinued it. I doff my hat to Chachu Chikata. The Attorney General himself said that he spoke to Chachu Chikata to discontinue his case. Chachu Chikata told him that he will continue his case. And I've read in recent times that he won his case. That's what we want. Do you understand? Of course, you discontinued all these landmark cases, and you think that you have the moral right to go on other tangents of other people. I mean, we need to build a country of good morals.
So I'm still here with Dr. Palgrave Boakye Dankwa. He's a lecturer, UPSA, Ken Kennedy Agyapong campaign as well, and he's a very staunch member, within that structure. I'm talking about the Ken Kennedy Agyapong campaign. Now you can call us 055-288-0216. I want him to take a breather, but I mean the conversation will still happen. 055-288-0216 or 0535-183317, 0535-183317. Once your calls come through, I will pick them. I know it's a bit hot, but once I get to see it, I will pick them. So 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216 or 0535-183317, 0535-183317. I know you are really hot, but let me bring you home a bit. So I want you to be part of the conversation we are having. I mean, regarding the religion-based conversation, and then the WASI examination result. I mean, the WASI result that everybody is talking about, where more than or very close to the half of the students that sat for the examination really failed abysmally. And it's become another political conversation where Dr. Chum is also saying that, well, GS didn't provide a lot of support for these students, and GS also came to reply in that order, and it's become political as usual in the country. What's your thought on this?
I feel very sorry for the Minister for Education. I mean, I don't know why John Dramani Mahama is still keeping him there.
The Minister of Education?
Yeah, I don't know why he's keeping him there. Look at this abysmal performance. He's been in office for almost 12 months.
Of course. Talking about Honorable Haruna.
But what is that? You see,
this Minister of Education.
But how do we rate a man's work?
Star 103.
No, you tell me. I don't know unless I don't know. I mean, I'm in education. I don't know. How would my vice chancellor or my HOD or my dean, how would they rate my work as a lecturer?
Haven't you seen him all over the place, making sure he's attending to students, directors, and making sure he's doing great inspection of works and all that? Haven't you seen him all over the place? Trying to reset the education system and all that.
Let's be careful. We want that your process would become your product. If your processes is not yielding the product, I think that you're wasting everybody's time. And maybe I'm being too revolutionary. But I mean, look, it's sad for students to fail in this manner. We've wasted all their time. That's people's future. Are we considering that? What were the KPIs that made them perform better in years past? Maybe we should not do politics with this. Forget about politics. But what were the KPIs? What environment did the previous government create to enable that these students study and strive and succeed and pass?
Have you also heard that because you instituted, or better still started, the free SHS policy to an extent, people also were thinking that you have to even massage some of the results and all that just to favor you. Have you heard of that?
Like anybody who says that devalues the purpose of WAEC. I don't think that anybody in WAEC is a very good institution. In fact, our results in Ghana are held in high esteem on the sub-region of West Africa, and I know that for a fact. So anybody who says that a previous government massage what are you talking about? A government to massage people's future, it will not work. I try to say that those people who had 8 and are in Ivy League schools and are performing better now, their results were massaged. Hey, Ghana for Abba. Come on, Abba. I know people who had 8 A's. There's a young boy who had 8 A's be in some village, free senior high school. I think he's in one of the schools in London. Are you trying to say that his results by massage?
I mean, what's in that you needed to justify the free SHS policy?
Let's grow.
Students will come home for like 3 months, go to school for just 1 month. You are not learning anything. So you needed to do something to justify that policy.
Look, it is not true. Look, I'm telling you, it is not true. Eh? Let's be careful. It is not true. That's the question is crying everything. Eh? It's not true. Eh? Look at it very well. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came on the backbench of wanting to bridge the gap of illiteracy and literate. And he brought an innovative program which has become a civic responsibility for the Ghanaian people, which is free senior high school. His first minister to implement the free senior high school was Dr. Matthew Pokro-Prempeh. His second minister was Dr. Educhum. These two ministers performed well. Okay, now we brought STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics at the basic level, and even built a STEM facility as a model school across the country. There are a few that were dotted around. You cannot say it would be an intellectual dishonesty for anyone to say that a government manipulated results or worked with a constitutionally mandated regulatory agency like WAEC. But the examiners, the markers, how many of them can you bribe? That they are sitting in their homes there and they are marking, and you are saying that this school, Bright Senior High School, or a school in anywhere, Big Boss in Boga, all these schools, that you are bribing them. But it's not possible. Something is not going well under the leadership of John Dramani Mahama. This failure will be put on his head, on his policies, and on the minister. The minister is aware that every year students write exams. You must prepare them. I'm a father. My children are writing exams. One finished last week. One has begun this week. I asked him today, how was your exam? Maths. He said that it was good. Do you think that he slept last night? Of course not. Do you understand? So how did we prepare these students? Students must be prepared for exams. My students at UPSA wrote my paper on Sunday, corporate governance. I prepared them. And that's what you must do. If a government has failed to prepare students, I mean, where do we put it?
So the government failed to prepare the student.
Look, I don't know the educational policy of the government. I don't know. They say that they are paying school fees for level 100s. Okay, we hear. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's very worrying. These are people's future. What are they going to do? They're going to race it. BCE, we don't race it all. BCE. Where are you going to start from? Because there's a backlog that is coming. You understand? There's a backlog that is coming. I mean, come on. It's embarrassing.
So I saw some calls coming because of the conversation. I couldn't pick them, but you can still call 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216 or 0535-183317, 0535-183317. So Dr. Pargrave is saying that, look, the minister should go. This one, be any long talk. He should just go. And that he doesn't even know the educational policy of the NDC. There's really none. So for all the works Honorable Haruna has been, doing, moving across, visiting different schools, conducting great inspections and all that, he says no. There's no future and there's no plan for the NDC. So 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216 or 0535-183-317, 0535-183-317. So Zeb FM, I'm told you are really listening to the show. I'm grateful that you are doing the listening. And of course, you can also join us live on Facebook on Star 103.5 FM, Star 103.5 FM. Just send in your thoughts. I see some messages already at the right time. I'll read them. But we are still here with Dr. Pargrave Boache Dankwa, who is a lecturer at UPSA. But how did you land the security governance portfolio, in the last administration? How did you land that? How did you land that?
You mean how did I get a job?
Yes. How did you land that portfolio? How did you get it?
Oh, how did I get a job?
Yeah,
how do people get jobs?
Did you lobby? Did you lobby?
Oh, did I lobby? Me, I don't know how those things work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they just called you. Okay. So you come and then.
Okay. So let's do it this way. I mean, I have a security background. I've studied security for quite a while. I have a master's in conflict, peace, and security. I've done some work within the sub-region of West Africa. Prior to coming into public service, I'd done about 150 countries around the world. Worked as a Christian missionary. How did I land the job? I mean, I was called to come and do it, and I think I acquainted myself well. I worked with my boss. Kojo Ponkrumah was my boss, and Fatibatu Abubakar. These were my two bosses that I reported to. And yeah, there were a lot of spokespersons because cabinet had made a decision to divide the country into about maybe 4. So I was a spokesperson on governance and security. There was a spokesperson on economy. There was a spokesperson on social services, and there was a spokesperson on infrastructure.
So economy was Manasseh, and then the rest, jobs for the boys. Was it jobs? Was it jobs for the boys?
That would be disrespectful to even put it that way. We are very enlightened people, unless of course you say that we didn't acquaint ourselves well. I mean, I'm sure you can say that I did my work well. I mean, of course, you can say, did I do my work well?
You did well.
Are you sure?
That I can say. You did quite well.
You can say
communicating and then
once you
giving us
can
all the
say
necessary
my KPIs,
information.
I met them. I mean, and I think that's all that matters. You understand? And if the Ghanaian people are pleased with my work, why not? I salute them.
With someone with the security background and of course governance background, what's the security situation like now as far as this administration is concerned?
It's bad. The security situation in this country.
Why did you have to take off your cap to talk about
because
security?
It is very bad. Ike, it is so terrible. I don't know what we are doing. It is so terrible, right?
The verdict.
John Dramani Mahama,
The verdict.
the President of the Republic of Ghana. This is his legacy presidency. I don't think he's aware of the threats of what is going on around the world. Last week, the Russian spy ship was on the waters of UK. President Mahama said that we should go and eat chicken and chew cow. He would appoint a minister for defense after Christmas and New Year. Hey, the president swore an oath of sovereignty to protect this country. Security matters. I was even shocked when he made that statement. He's exposed us. The president has exposed the country with that statement to everybody who wants to do anything to us. Of course, security matters are kept very high. I have a lot I can say about security because I'm concerned. Okay, I'm deeply concerned. And I have data of a lot of incidents that have happened in this country since January 5th. I keep getting messages. People are telling me I shouldn't talk about these things. But let me be guided and share a few things with you because I think it's important.
Please share.
You know, sometimes my life comes under risk because of some of the things that I say. But I say it out of passion and out of love for Ghana. The clashes that have happened in this country from January 15th to date, you heard about the 2 police people that were arrested. They were arrested, arraigned before court. They have been sentenced. They've gone to jail, 10 years and 5 years. So we will commend the police for doing a good work. But the police themselves are being used to do things. Do you see that? It's terrible. Okay?
Just because they are involved.
Look, 15th of January to 16th of January in Kwanta South, there was a chieftaincy dispute, gunfire. 3 people died. Several people were injured. This is a week after John Mahama was sworn in. 28th of February, Nanik, Northeast, another chieftaincy issued. 3 people died. 9th of April, Boku. I'm told that the Otunfo 822 is bringing out his report.
Yeah.
Is he out already?
No, not yet.
Later on in the week. I know it is going to be peaceful. But
and of course, we saw the Sisalas and the Kusasi. I think they were jubilating already and all that.
The security should prepare well so that there are not escalations. In Boku, there was a market dispute. Police barracks were attacked. Several people died. On the 22nd of April, Domiabra, a lot of people died. There were 6 that were injured. Gunshots, machine guns. 25th to 28th of June, the issue that happened in January in Kwanta, there was a recurrence of that. Renewed clashes. More than 5 people died. We were here. 24th of August, people had gone to buy a land in Bindiri, in the Savannah region. Land dispute. 34 people died. Do you know how many people were displaced out of that? 48,000 people became refugees in Burkina Faso, in Ghana. On the 26th of August, Teshi Homowo, the son of a king, died. They were doing this plating festival. 30th of August, Soutum, chieftaincy issue, 3 people died. Sampa, 10th of September, chieftaincy issues, several people died. A chief was going to his farm. In fact, he was on his farm. He was shot 43 times, multiple machine guns. The Minister for Interior came out and told us that there's a gun amnesty, that everybody who has a gun should bring it back. You heard that? Do you know how many guns we have in this country?
In fact, and that has been the advocacy, that there are lots of illegal guns around all over the place.
Do you know how many guns we have in this country? We have registered guns. Data that I have available is 2.3 million guns registered in this country. 1.1 million unlicensed guns. And that's data that I have. So it could be more. Why do we have 2.3 million guns registered in this country? That is almost 1% of Ghana's population. Why?
Doc, please hold on. This is a very, very passionate conversation we are having now. But please hold on. Hello, good evening. They've been calling, but I think I just have to start picking the calls. Good evening, please. Your name and where you are calling me from?
My name is Peter, calling from Dugolo.
Peter, please, let's hear you.
Please, the man at your studio, am I commenting for what he's saying? But then, I want him, since he's having a security background, when we talk about security, does it only mean killing of people, shooting? But I would like to know if he was part of the Akufo-Addo-led administration. If he did he remember the election violence during the 2016 and 2020 when people were shot during election and nothing was said about that? Even Ayawa West Wagon, what happened there? If he's a security man, what advice did he give? Were the people who took part in that thing apprehended? And then, when we talk about security, we can also talk about illegal mining, which is galamsey, which is destroying Ghana now. Is he aware? Who gave the authority to people to even enter into the forests that were left, or what do we call them? Such forests. Okay, let's talk about forest reserves. The forest reserves, who gave people the authority to enter into the forest reserve? Was it not the Akufo-Addo-led administration? What did he say about that? And I would also like to say that when it comes to education, when I heard him talk about the abysmal performance of the children, and he's trying to talk, say the current Minister of Education should be taken out because of the bad performance of the children. Mr. Mike, when children perform poorly in school...
So I'm Ike, and then here's Dr. Pargrave.
Okay. When children perform poorly in school, you don't hold Minister of Education responsible, because if you have children who were admitted into secondary school with poor grades in the name of free education, you don't expect them to perform better in SHS. I know children who went to secondary school with grade 35, 40, and those children during the BEC, even classes they don't attend, yet they were given admission into secondary school. How do you expect such persons to perform well? And then also, these are children who were not allowed to finish the 3 years course. They did only two years, 5 months. How do they perform? Even people who attended secondary school for 4 years, 3 years, couldn't make those grades. Now, you were saying that you made a comment that the Akufo-Addo-led administration might have done something to favor the children because of the free education, and he's trying to say no. Please, politics takes part of this education sort of thing, and if they don't take politics out of education, it is going to do more harm than good. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Peter. And I decided to give you time to speak because you happen to be my very first caller, and of course I realize that people have also been calling, so I decided to really give you enough time to speak. Doctor, so I don't know if you want to address some of the issues he raised.
No, he shared his opinion.
That's fine.
Yeah, he shared his opinion.
That's fine. So 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216, or 0535-183317, 0535-183317. So I'll take my time. 055-288-0216, 055-288-0216, or 0535-183-317, 0535-183-317. And in fact, one of my colleagues even sent me something. Of course, I had seen that long time, but I when I saw it, I was like, yes, about the ladies and the fact that I'm talking about the students and the fact that they had failed their examination and all that. I'll try and look for that story. One of my colleagues sent something to me about some love issues and all of that. I'll find that and then share that with you, Doc. So moving on, security. You feel that the government has not done enough to combat insecurity in the country?
We are not safe as a people. We are a country that has a history. And when you're a leader, you must always remember that. I'm young, but I've read and I've heard and I've seen that our democracy is maybe 92 till date, 33 years. It's not even a generation. Still young. And we need to protect the sovereignty of the country. I was sad on the 8th, or I think on the 6th of August, when news started coming in about the demise of our Minister for Defense and the Deputy National Security Coordinator, including the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, and the rest of the people that were on board the flight. And when the report finally came out, it deepened my sadness yet the more. An aspect of the report did state that the Z9 lacked certain safety measures. And I asked myself a critical question to the Ghana Armed Forces. This was the plane they were going to put our president on. Has anyone ever thought about it? And where in this world would we have a security protocol of having a Minister for Defense on a flight together with a Deputy National Security Coordinator? We are not serious about our security in this country. Even as an individual, I don't travel with my family together. It's a policy. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't travel with my family together. We divide ourselves.
But at least you do intra-traveling. Let's say you're going to church, you sit in one car. I'm talking about intra, and all of that.
But even that, I scatter it.
Eish.
Of course, there are times I go for first service, they should go for second service.
Eish.
No, you see, you see, Ike, you must live life
strategically,
and you must be. I don't know what to say, but you can't live to chance anything.
And you had this agreement with your wife?
Oh no, I didn't need to have the agreement with my wife.
Okay.
What happened is that she saw it. You do get what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, because you see, I don't know how to explain it. Let me give you an example.
Right.
The day that the 6 ladies died,
right,
I watched and I got scared again for the safety of President John Dramani Mahama. He left the Jubilee House to go to 37 military hospital. You know what happened? His chief of staff, Julius Debra. I'm sorry, you see, my R&L just came.
It's fine. It's fine.
Julius Debra sat in front of the president's vehicle. Okay? And the president's bodyguard sat next to the president. That's a wrong security arrangement. When they go to 37 military hospital, he had to take Julius Debra to be opening the president's car. And the aide-de-camp had to now rush from the left-hand side of the car to come to the right-hand side of the car. Something fell down and he had to pick it up. It was video. It was all viral. And I said to myself, why are we exposing ourselves this way? Whoever did that arrangement exposed our chief of staff to threats because that's the president's vehicle. The second thing that I saw as well, which is in the public domain, was that the president had gone for a state official trip to China. He had gone for a global women's conference. He had returned from a state official trip at Kotoka International Airport. I saw the pictures and the videos. Do you know who drove the president from Kotoka International Airport? His brother, Ibrahim Mohammed. I got scared for the president. Why are we handling our security like it's something we can toy with? The triggers are too many and too much to ignore. That's why I get troubled when President Mahama says we should go and chew chicken and eat meat and eat salad, and that after December and January we appoint a minister of defense. And he's telling the whole Ghana and the whole world that we don't have a minister of defense, and that I am not even ready to when we have a big festive season coming in.
A question came through and you needed to answer.
No, my brother, you ask me questions. Don't you ask me questions?
I do.
Is it all questions that I must answer? I don't think it's all questions that I must answer. These 6 people that died, I've heard news that we should give entrance to a member of their family to come and join the military. You've heard that news that the government said they are going to give one member of the family to come and join the military.
Yes.
Oh, if I had the ear of the president, I would have told him that it's a bad thing they should do.
Ooh,
if hold on, yeah, I'm a security man, so let me talk. Watch a man, let me talk.
So they should come devoid of emotions.
No, me these things are I talk security with an interest.
No, I'm saying that the plan they took, or that thing they spoke about.
If at all they wanted to do it, they shouldn't have made it public.
Okay.
See, whatever. Look, let's be careful. Was it this week? Today is when? Today is Tuesday.
Last 2nd December.
The National Guard, one of the National Guards in Washington, okay, was shot. 2 of them were shot. They were shot by, I think the person is from Afghanistan. They came in during Biden's time, 5 years ago. Because of that, President Trump said that they should try and investigate all the people who have come from other countries over the past 5 years. Okay, Ike, do you know how long it takes for revenge to happen? Do we know how long it takes for revenge to happen? We have lost a daughter. We have lost a niece. We have lost a granddaughter. And what the government wants to say is that we want to compensate you so somebody must die before we have entry into military.
It's just a compensation, just for them to feel okay.
No. We need to be careful.
We
need to be careful. And I've stated that, look, any recruit into our security services, we must start the process intellectually and intelligently from age 15. We must start identifying people who are going to the military people. They are going to keep us safe. We're going to make sure that Ghana is safe. With the indication of what is happening within the Ghana Police Service, with these 2 people that have been sentenced, okay, to 10 years and 5 years in jail, should clearly give us an indication that a rash recruitment is not the best. That's it. Do you know why they tell you that you must be recruited at a particular age? They ask you to be recruited at a particular age because they don't want you to be evenly socialized with society. But here in this country, we have people who are overly socialized with society before they get into the security. Many years ago when I was growing up, if you are in the BNI, you are in national security, you are in CID, sometimes your children do not even know what you do. Your spouses do not even know what you do. But today in Ghana, we know who is a national security operative. We know them. We know who works at BNI. We know all of these things. But these are things that many years ago, it was not known. So why are we doing that to ourselves as a country? So when I talk about security, I look at it and I'm like, okay, wait until something else happens. So let's not joke with our security. Across us is Burkina Faso. I beg your pardon. Burkina Faso is not a democratic country. It's under military junta. Like it or not. Why should, and I'm ending with this, why should we swear in our democratic president and have a military junta in attendance? Look, I'm on a WhatsApp platform. If I see the number of people who hail Ibrahim Traoré in Ghana, I get scared. Of course, because people want him as a model. If they want him as a model, who do you think they will be thinking of? So we need to be careful. We are a country of history. I'm sure you appreciate the conversation I'm having.
I do. Please,
deep thoughts.
Please use your headphone for me.
Oh, okay.
Please use your headphone for me. And hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Please, how are you?
How are you?
I'm well. Yourself?
How are you?
I'm well. So the platform is yours. Whatever it is you want to do with it, please do with it. When you are done, I will introduce you properly.
Okay.
I recognize the voice.
Happy birthday, my love. May God continually bless you. May all things fall in pleasant places for you, and may your quiet prayers be answered by God. Amen. From myself and the children, we say happy birthday.
This is so sweet.
Thank you, my love. Thank you so much.
You the child of my platform top.
I love you. You surpass all women. Thank you.
Oh, interesting, Doc. Oh, that's nice. Is it for shaggy reasons or you really mean it?
Oh, my wife knows that I love her.
Oh, nice.
And it's the truth. Every other woman who is my friend knows that I love my wife.
Oh, that's nice.
And my wife knows that.
Interesting. Mrs. Seram Ya Mansa Wachidankwa. What?
Yes.
Tell me, what is that thing you love about your husband?
My husband, he's very concerned about me and the kids. Yes. So when I'm quiet, he knows this is not my wife because I'm the happy side. The next time I'm quiet, he notices. So like the little details, he notices it. That's something I like about him.
Wow, that's so sweet. As tomorrow marks his birthday, I'm sure tomorrow day you spoil him for us. Or
I'll spoil him.
You do all. But thank you so much for loving our doctor. I mean, I've known him for some years now. He's quite a cool man, and I believe that he's the same person I'm talking about in the house. And thank you so much for calling to wish him well. And we also here on behalf of staff, we also want to say happy birthday to you in advance. Because tomorrow is your birthday. We wish you well. May God bless you. And I believe that if God should, seal everything with Ken's reign, I'm sure you'll be so excited.
Yes. Well, yes. I have 2 birthday requests.
Nice one.
The first is that the New Patriotic Party delegates should vote for Kennedy. He's number 1 on the ballot. My second birthday request is really for President John Dramani Mahama to have an introspection. He's just celebrated his birthday. So he's in a new season like I am beginning tomorrow. He should have an introspection about Ghana's security. I think it's really very important. And if there's a need for him to restructure his security architecture, he should do that. And I would also advise him to advise his security couples to stay away from the media. And he should be mindful about his own personal security because that's important. That would be my birthday present.
Thank you very much. So, Mrs. Seram, Mansa Boache Dankwa. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you joined us tonight, and at least I have one listener now, at least. Have a good night. Sure, anytime. God bless you too. All right. You too. Bye. So, Doc, I think you've shared with us your last words already, and for me, I've really enjoyed this conversation. It's been a ride on its own, and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I
think I've enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you for coming.
We should do it again
anytime.
And I want to say that we have a country to build, and people that are in public office, people that are politicians, should always remember that we have a country to build. Beyond our politics that is done on media platforms, politics that is done at the executive level, politics that is done at the judiciary, politics that is done at parliament, we have a country to build. And we must be guided and minded by that, because when we are done with our service, we live in this country.
So there's a message. I think you've answered that already, but let me see if I can read the message again. So he says, please, is he Kennedy's spokesperson? Of course, he's one of the people from the camp. Now, if so, then ask him what they would do for Votarians if voted into power. So just a minute.
Okay, so I'm not the spokesperson for the campaign. I'm just a member of the team. I don't believe in titles. I'm a very simple gentleman. We have stated that for the 18 constituencies in Volta region, we are bringing the Ministry of Tourism to Volta region, because Volta region has the biggest hub for tourists. My wife is Voltarian.
I know. The Seram, Mansa, and all that. I know. I didn't want to go that, but of course I know.
So my in-laws, and Kennedy has children from Volta region as well.
I know.
So we bring in Ministry of Tourism to Volta region. And that's going to improve a lot of hotels along the coast. We're going to be putting an airport at Volta region. It's going to take 15 minutes flight from Accra to wherever we put it, either Ho or wherever. And it's going to bring a lot of development. There's going to be a lot of farming as well from Volta region. That will also feed Ghana. And so there are a lot of good prospects that we're bringing into Volta region. But the major thing is tourism, and you're having the Ministry of Tourism in Volta region.
Thank you so much, Dr. Palgrave. Boache Dankwa, lecturer, UPSA. How many years now have you been lecturing?
I started
recently.
I started lecturing last year, actually.
I know.
So
how is it like?
I've done a year.
That space, how is it like?
Well,
that.
I've had experiences of teaching.
Okay.
I've taught in about 150 countries. I told you that earlier on. So it's a very unique environment. It's an environment of shaping brains, building a future. And I think that my students find me to be very strict.
Okay.
And they find me to be very affable.
Okay.
because I think outside the box, and I like it. I've told my vice chancellor that even when we come into government, I may take a weekend class. I mean, because I like it. I like to see the future I'm going to be living in. That's the reason why I'm a UPSA, because the future I'm going to be living in. You understand? And that's that space. All the young people that are going to come in out. So I like it, and I think I'll do it even when we come into government. Maybe a weekend class, I'll do that. Yeah.
Please don't fail them too much. Yeah, don't fail them.
No, actually, to be honest, my 40 class attendance.
Okay.
My lowest is usually 35 over 40.
What course do you teach? If you don't mind.
Teach, of course not. I mean, it's a public notice.
Sure.
I teach corporate governance.
Okay.
I teach principles of
at
leadership.
the master's level or
at the undergrad level.
Okay.
So I teach corporate governance. I teach principles of leadership. I teach global dimensions of business, which is international business, and I teach public admin.
Oh, great. So Doc, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best, and I'm glad you came through.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So that was Dr. Palgrave Boakye Dankwa, who is a lecturer at UPSA, of course. Kennedy Agyapong campaign, member as well. I'm grateful you did, listen to the show tonight on The Verdict.